Good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And, you know, this video is heartfelt because no one likes to be scammed. No one likes to go through a fraudulent situation, but on the rise. This occurred to me, and this has also occurred to my lady, that we have gotten calls supposedly from the United States Marshals, okay? United States Marshals. And I'm not saying that, you know, no East Indian Americans or East Indian people don't work for the United States Marshals. But on both occasions, the people who called us were from East Indian descent. You can hear that strong Indian accent. And what they told us was that we're going to suspend your social security number. That's a very odd and weird call that should just bring out all your alerts, red lights, you know, like, hey, what you mean? What you mean suspend my social security number? Essentially, right, if they suspend your social security number, there's nothing you really can do. Like, you go to certain places that you have to verify your identity, but you're like, well, I can't verify my identity because the U.S. Marshals Service suspended my social security number. Now, some people might say, well, what do U.S. Marshal Service have to do with security numbers? You know, the U.S. Marshal Service, they give people, you know, fake identities, people who go into protective custodies, so on and so forth, right? But this scam has been going on for a very long time because I believe I received this call, I want to say a month or two ago, and I don't really recall the account of this call. Okay, so before we go into where you report this information, where you report this scam at, babe, you mind coming over here and letting us know about this call? I'm gonna just get up and let her sit down. I'm gonna have her to explain this call. Okay, come over here, sweetie. Can you just tell everybody the call that you went through? Come on.
So I received a phone call. I answered the call. It was from the Texas area. So that was a strike one for me already. An unknown number from the area where we live at. And then after that, a guy comes on and says, "Are you Yolanda Blank?" And I said, "No, I'm Yolanda Redhead." And so he proceeded to tell me, well, you're this person or that person, trying to verify my name and information. But I feel like that was another strike, because if you are the U.S. Marshal, you know who I am. You don't need to keep repeating who I am. He had a strong accent. You could hear a bunch of other people in the background speaking, saying similar things, almost like a telemarketing call. And he said, I said, well, what is this in regards to? And he said, well, your social is going to be suspended because it has been violated. And I said, well, my social has been already violated before. And then he just hung up. And that was it. And I was on the phone like, hello. So that was pretty much it.
Thank you, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to give you guys a, real story, because I couldn't remember mine essentially on what occurred during that situation. But fraud during this time, scams during this time are very, very relevant. I know that just kind of speaking out of turn here, but Nigerians get a bad rap about being like the scammers, but I get a lot of scammers from India as well. So Indians can be engineers as well as scammers, okay? But let's get into where do you need to go to report this information and how vital this is so we stop these scammers, because scammers and fraudulent people, they prey on the unintelligent and the uninformed. It's a difference. Some people are just uninformed. Now, and if you go to my channel and you go to my playlist, I have a playlist called Scams. I try to remember to put all the scam videos I did in there. And a lot of those scams are still going on today. During this holiday season, during this holiday period, there are so many fraudulent and scammers out there, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be coming to you left and right about, oh, we're going to suspend your social security number. And guess what they do? Guess what they do in order to be fraudulent against you? They say, hey, we need you to verify your social security number. I'm like, well, you're the U.S. Marshals Service. First and foremost, why are you contacting me? And what I wanted to do was, before I get into where you report, I wanted to look up the U.S. Marshals mission. So let's look at that very quickly before we get into where you report these scammers at. I'm not going to lie, and some of you may disagree, and I know scammers are out there are trying to feed their families. They're, getting money, but I see a lot of scammers balling out. Bernie Madoff balling out. A lot of East Indian scammers balling out. A lot of Nigerian scammers balling out. Just to name a few. There's many more people from different countries of scammers. Those are just two notable countries that a lot of scammers come from nonetheless. Now, the mission of the United States Marshal Service is to enforce federal laws and provide support to virtually all elements of the federal justice system by providing for the security of federal court facilities and the safety of judges and other court personnel apprehending criminals, exercise custody of federal prisoners, and providing for blah, 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 blah. You can find more information about that at the www.justice.gov. Now, listen to this. If you really want to convince me that you are looking out for my benefit and versus scamming me, you will come with certain information, okay? You will at least come with my last four, because and I would think that you would be from the Social Security Department. Hey, this is John Spiegel at the Social Security Department of the greater Texas area. Am I speaking to Raymond Ross? Well, yeah, you're speaking to Raymond Ross. That's no pertinent information. Who is this? Oh, yeah, we're calling from the Social Security Department of Greater Texas. Make up some bull crap, And then they will say, well, Mr. Ross, just to verify, we have your last four, 3412. Your birth date is particular this, that, and the other. Oh, okay, that sounds really legitimate, right? But again, a lot of us not do our due diligence. We're not looking at the number, right? We need to verify the number. Then say, hey, what is your call number? What is your badge number or your associate number or something like that? But here's the thing. We should not be giving government entities our information. They already have it. Why would the Social Security Department call me and ask me for my Social Security number? Why will the United States Marshal Service call me and ask me for my number? That makes no sense. But this scam is working against people to get their Social Security number because, one, they're either unintelligent or two, uninformed. Okay, there is a huge difference. So let me read this quick story. You guys stay with me, and we're going to get into reporting this stuff, this very, very fraudulent stuff. So you guys, now this is dated today. She got this call today, and I said, you know what? I got information. I was building a video. Let me get on this. The United States Marshal Service have issued a warning this Christmas season about a new scam involving the caller impersonating a Social Security officer and telling the person receiving the call that the U.S. Marshals will break down their door if they don't pay up. These are different variations of the scam, ladies and gentlemen. This is different variation. One is saying, I'm calling from the U.S. Marshal Service, and I'm going to suspend your Social Security number. Another form of saying, I'm from the U.S. Marshal Service, the Social Security branch, and you owe the U.S. government X amount of dollars, and we're going to break down your door. How the hell anybody going to pay something during a damn pandemic? Everybody's broke, okay? Everybody's broke. And when I mean everybody, I don't mean everybody. I just mean enough people in America for the government not to be asking us for money, where most of us are still waiting for what? A stimulus payment. Exactly. Then they say here, it's all too familiar call these days. Someone calls pretending to be from the Social Security office claiming identity theft, but in order to make it whole, the reception of the call has to go to the bank and get all their money out and pay or else. This happened to a Washington State man who wished to remain anonymous out of fear of retribution from the callers, who told ABC News he was on the brink of handing them over $100,000. That was the man's entire life savings and business account. The man received a call from someone claiming to be calling from the Social Security Administration and said that a rented car in his name was found in Texas with drugs in it and that he might have been a victim of identity theft. The lie continued with the fake officer on the other end of the phone said that he could be found guilty of very serious charges and even provided a fake badge and case number. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. These people are not playing games to get your money. Anything that you can think of, they're going to think of, because you're going to say, hey, well, what's this report number? And what's your badge number? They got all that. It's just a bunch of numbers you don't know. My badge number is 353. Case number J6968993. You're like, okay, can you say that again? They got it all down. They got their script. Okay, they got their script. They learned from working at call centers probably. Who knows? Let me move on. He then asked me to go to the bank and withdraw my funds because of this fraudulent activity under my Social Security number. The Washington State man told ABC, he said anything. All accounts under the Social Security number are going to be seized. Okay? This is how they get their money out. And watch my scam folder and look at my other videos about these scams, because a lot of these going to kind of recycle themselves, especially during the holiday season. Okay? The man was then given to a supervisor that told him the call was a courtesy and that if he hung up, that would be the end of the courtesy and marshals will come get him. I'm going to stop right there. Ladies and gentlemen, the marshals, why would the marshals tell you? Think about this. This is where we have to have a brain. Why would the marshals tell you on the phone, we're going to come and get you? When have the marshals do that? When have law enforcement warned you that we're coming to get you? Like, hey, if you hang up, we're coming to lock your ass up. Like, who does that? No one does that. Okay? Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't be this silly and dumb. He told me to put my phone in my pocket and go into the bank or withdraw all my funds, in which time I did. And I know I got my life savings in front of me and it's out of the bank. He signed it out of the bank. The man said, this is when the man told the bank teller and his sister, who proceeded to call the U.S. Marshals, who then told the man's sister it was all a scam. This is the United States Marshal Service Social Security scam, ladies and gentlemen. This has nothing to do with the United States Marshal scamming the American people, okay? These are people, okay, these are scammers who are using the tag of U.S. Marshals, who are using the tag as being agents and administrative workers from the Social Security Department, probably in your area, your region, or within your state, claiming that they're going to suspend your Social Security number. On the other hand, that there was some crime committed using a fake identity and that you need to pay these particular charges to clear it from your name. Now, let's go over to the FBI and read what the FBI has to say about this particular scam. Now, again, this is an old scam, but the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, put this out of March 2020, as you see. It says, U.S. Marshals, FBI urge public to report phone scams, okay? Spoofers using government phone numbers, government employee names, depending payment via Bitcoin ATMs. Now, and again, we have to understand that these scams run deep and there's different variations. So it says here that U.S. Marshals and FBI are alerting the public of several nationwide imposter scam involving individuals claiming to be U.S. Marshals, court officers, or other law enforcement officials. They are urging people to report the calls to their local FBI office. So please report this to your local FBI office so we can stop these scammers, because a lot of people are going to get got. Okay, a lot of people are going to get got because they're simply uninformed of this scam. And file a consumer complaint with the FTC, that's the Federal Trade Commission, which has the ability to detect patterns of fraud from information collected and share the data with the law enforcement, okay? Now they get into things to remember, like this. This is very important. The U.S. Marshal Service will never ask for credit, debit, gift card numbers, wire transfers, or bank routing numbers, or to make Bitcoin deposits for any purpose. Why in the hell would the U.S. Marshal Service want you to pay them? Exactly. Never divulge personal or financial information to unknown callers. Report scam phone calls to local FBI office. You can remain anonymous when you report. Authenticate the call by calling the clerk office of the United States District Court in your area, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Now that's one particular way. Here's another one. I told you this has been going on for a while. Scammers have been reported with callers claiming that the Social Security numbers have been compromised. Same thing as been suspended. Okay. So you have to watch out for these schemes, these scams, and these fraudulent people. Last but not least, go over to USA.gov. So there's three sources: reported to the local FBI office, reported to the Federal Trade Commission. You can look up FTC.gov. Then also the USA.gov. Okay, report scams and frauds. Right here, as you can see this page, I'm gonna blow it up. And the only thing you go on here is you say on this page, report scams and frauds. Okay, report suspected tax fraud. So you can go in here and they're going to walk you through the process. Now, the reason why this is important, not only for you, is going to protect you if something occurs to your identity later on, but it's going to help other people to avoid these fraudulent and scammers in order for them to have a wonderful Christmas. You're going to have a horrible Christmas, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Please share, like, and give this video a thumbs up. But most importantly, share this video to all your friends, loved ones, and associates, because it's important that we stop these people in their track. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. Financially woke, because if you're not, your ass gonna get scammed. I'm out.